coming out of that, I decided what was best for me and my wife was some separation. And I still, obviously, the people I'm close to, I still talk to, but we decided to pick up and move to Texas. We sold all of our houses. We had duplexes in Hemet, in San Jacinto. We had our big house on the hill. We had a rental house in Temecula, and sold everything. And bought a house.
Good time to sell.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong on that. It's a good time to sell. And bought a house in the middle of December of last year.
In Texas?
Yeah, bought a house in Texas and now out there. So I'm going between, I don't know. I just said so much.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like you've gone through a lot over this past 2 years, and there's going to be a lot of gold nuggets in that, but sometimes it takes time for those things to grow, if you will.
Yeah.
And but what I've always appreciated about you, and maybe it's your name or whatever, but you are a stone of enthusiasm. Like,
right.
You have a certain spirit and enthusiasm about you. And it's going to be really cool. I mean, the fact that you've gone through all this at 31, I hope you write a book or something someday, because, man, you got a lot of stories to tell, dude.
I'm not going to lie. So I'm like 280 pages into I don't know if you call it, my wife calls it an extremely long paragraph.
That's fine. That's where you start, man.
So
you are writing.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, what's her name? Old Republic. Not Nikki. Kathy told me when I first started my career to take notes. I didn't realize what that meant until I made like $1 million in real estate. And I'm like, I did that by my 4th year. So I was like, that's okay. Now I know what she means, because this is not average at all. So I've took notes in all my Mike Ferry books, like stuff that I learned from Mike Ferry, but also stuff I was applying in my career when I met Susan. She's all over the book like crazy, but I guess what call like a memoir or something about me. But I want to turn that over to a writer and make like I don't know if it's a made up story or I don't know, something, a novel, I guess. Not necessarily like a self-help book, but like what went from this kid from Hemet who was like kind of just an average student, like wanting to be a nurse, to like what happened all in those short 8 years, 9 years.
Past decade has been a rocket ride for you, man.
It's been crazy, to say the least.
But you're so brave, and it takes courage to look at a situation and then analyze it, evaluate it, and then make big decisions.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing that at the same time of being a risk taker and an entrepreneur, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I confess. Because it's like, what's he going to do next,
Grab the popcorn. Here we
That's
go.
right. That's right. But it's all good stuff, because it's all growing and maturing and learning and evolving into the man that he's going to be when he grows up, And so I think that is brave.
Yeah.
And to say, okay, I'm in this environment and it's broken, and I'm going to separate myself from the things that are causing me to stumble and move up your stuff, and let's go to Texas where I can start this over. I think that is the most courageous thing you could ever do. The same as I think it was courageous to go up on the stage at the church and speak about your dad, and it was courageous to honor and respect him in those last days, regardless of emotion. Like, you're one of the strongest, most courageous kids I know.
Well, thank you.
And I hope that you continue to take all of those risks and roll with the punches and just punch it right back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate strong as stone. There's your new hashtag.
As strong as a stone.
Yeah.
Strong as a stone.
Yeah.
And thank you. I appreciate